SketchUp fans, this is going to be another quick, hopefully, SketchUp tutorial that's going to be a sculpture challenge. So we're opening up SketchUp. By the way, I'm file newing for each of these. You should not. You should obviously be working either in your sculpture garden or whatever other project I asked you to apply this to. Okay, for this sculpture, it's going to start off, you want to make a platform of any shape that you want. So I'm going to use this hexagon. So you have to start with a platform, and you could use any shape you want to do that. I'm just going to start with using my polygon tool, and I'm going to keep it at a hexagon, but you could use any of these shapes to create your platform. Okay, this sculpture is going to be an up-only sculpture, meaning that you will not move out to the sides once you have your first platform created. You're only going to go vertical. Secondly, you can use any single shape, but you can only go upwards. So for example, if I use this rectangle and I'm going to use it multiple times, and you should do whatever shape you do first, and I'm going to overlap it as many times as I can. A difference in this specific challenge is that you're allowed to use your eraser tool to create new shapes, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that in just a second. Okay, so I've only used the rectangle tool, and I'm using it a lot to start off with. So you can use the eraser tool now to start changing where your shapes end. So you can erase lines anywhere above the platform. So but you have to still have sealed shapes. So for example, this now left an opening. It's an open shape. It won't work in 3D, so we might as well get rid of that whole thing. So that's what you're going to use your eraser tool for, to just create new shapes by doing that. All right, I'm going to do a couple more. See you in a minute. By the way, if you zoom in, you'll be able to make smaller rectangles. So right now, if I'm moving it as close together as I can, it kind of creates like a line. This is about as close as I can get without making a line. If I zoom in, I can make it even tighter. So that's another way to add new shapes. By just zooming in, it'll allow you to make smaller, tighter shapes. I just want to repeat that you don't have to use the square. You could use whatever shape you want, but as you can see, I'm adding more shapes, and I'm also going in and erasing some things with the tool here. I'm going to start pushing pulling some of these now, so I'm going to pull them up in different amounts, but I can only pull upward. Okay. Once you have about half your shapes vertical, hopefully it looks something like a little city. But now it's going to get a little bit different because I'm going to add a new possibility for you. Alright, so now you're allowed to switch to one of the other shape tools if you want. You can either stick with what you have or choose one more. I'm going to choose the circle tool for this demo. Alright, now I'm going to use my circle tool, and I'm allowed to make holes. This is the only time, by the way, in the whole project that I've been able to travel horizontally. So I'm now going through my objects and making little pipes that go around it. If you want, you can make holes with this. So whatever your second shape is, whether it's still your original shape or your new shape, you're going to put it on areas, and this is the first time that you're able to go horizontal with it, so do that. You could make little tiny pipes, and by the way, again, to make things really small, you got to zoom in. You can make little tiny pipes that either don't go anywhere, and they could be square pipes or hexagonal pipes, or they could break through other objects. Okay, so if you'd like to break through, you can. Also, the extent of how far you take them is up to you. And if they, see mine became a new shape, that doesn't count against you. So if that happens, then that's okay. So I'll see you in a few minutes to give you an idea what this might look like. Okay, so you can see where it's going so far. You're still allowed to erase if you would like to, but you can't erase to open up spaces like that. You can only erase to break away part of a shape. Okay, I wanted to give you a quick tour, but I'm also going to mention that I only spend about half the time that you should be spending on these, so yours is probably going to be even further gone. Remember, you could still use the second tool to go vertically if you want, but this is the first time that you're able to do horizontal moves, so that's a lot of what I did. You can also see that I cut areas off by using the circle tool. I didn't use any additional tools, so it doesn't count against me. And I have some areas that look like cheese because when it was a 2D form, I used my eraser tool to swipe off part of the shape, and then I brought it into 3D. Alright, so this is a good example of what you could be coming up with. Of course, you might have used different shape tools than me, so hopefully yours will be different. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this super quick challenge.